And then they started that. And you know why he got through the school system like that? Because they started that no child left behind bullshit.
Well, they started that way before they even announced it. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you was a problem in the school, just not even a
Each
problem.
state adapted it at a different time.
True. But if you was mischievous African American young boy in middle school, that's when it started. And that's a good thing to ask. When do we start to be a threat to school systems and to society? Like, when do you start looking at a black boy as a problem? You know,
when the motherfucker can pick up the gun and fire the trigger, they said.
But I think the Malcolm, I think his name is Malcolm. He used to play on the Cosbys. He said something that was real. Warner, yeah, Malcolm John Warner. He said something that was real captivating to me. He said, "You got to love a black boy so much that he doesn't want to disappoint you." You know, and I think that's what we need. We need to wrap our arms around them a little bit more, you know, and say it's okay. And you failed on, or you might have failed on something, but you can pick yourself back up. And I think we already make it a difficult situation when we already say failure is not an option. In some cases, it's not, but putting that much pressure on a young man like that, I think is already putting yourself in a bad position.
I have to say that for me, when I found out I was having a son, I was determined to make sure that he was raised on the same morals and principles as me. And at this point in my life, my son is 16, and he's already getting ready to leave me. He's graduating a year early. He's already been accepted they just started school August the 7th, so he's only been applying for colleges from August the 7th up to today. He's already been accepted to 5 schools. He's got 2 full scholarships, and he's not even done applying to schools. He should not be graduating until 2027, but because of the type of drive and knowledge that I've instilled in him, that's where he is in his life right now.
That's good. What's up? Put forth.
And I don't even know how my son been with me through everything that I've endured since he's been in this world. And to lose him a year early, I'm not excited about it, but I'm proud about it.
It's about what you put into your children. You know, you got it's about what you put in, and if you put in good, you know, just like a seed, if you water it properly, if you nurture it properly, and you give it the right tools to move on, it can do that. You know.
Now, I have a 6-year-old daughter. She ain't like me or her brother. I don't know where this child came from.
The internet.
She's y'all energy.
She's good in school. But I tell you, that child can wreck shop in a blink of a fucking eye.
There's no difference in raising a son or a little girl. There's not much difference. The difference in it all is you don't feel like you got to protect your son as much as your daughter. When really at the end of the day, hell, if you prepare them both, you know, enough for the world, you ain't got to protect either or like that. You know what I'm saying? As far, but I guess by egotistically, pride-wise, for a man, it's honorable to protect your daughter like that.
That was a duty.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a duty.
It's a duty.
It's
a duty.
On the personality of the child. A girl can be much more intuitive, much more daring than a boy.
More
the
risk
other way around as well.
But see,
I have found that girls are more risk takers than men. And I feel like because they had the capacity to do.
This is the new age women that are more adventurous than the boys used to be. That's the new age. It's not the nature of a woman to be that promiscuous or adventurous out there. She shouldn't be wanting to experience all these type of different things. But that's
again, we're talking about the present days, right?
Yeah, we're talking about
the present.
But this go ahead, sweetheart.
These girls out here these days.
Yeah.
The shit they be on.
They're 13 going on 30.
No.
At their age that they be doing this shit.
Yes. They're going.
That shit wasn't nowhere near our minds.
Yes, women wasn't thinking about going out of town, selling their bodies, state to state, to different men. Strangely,
hold on, I got one better for you. Have you ever seen a 14-year-old suck a dick and film herself doing it at the same time?
They're doing stuff.
They going. It hurt my heart, but yeah, they going. I see the video like that for some youngins.
These kids got some type of energy in them. Is fucked up, man.
It's not.
I'm just gonna tell you, I'm 45, and I'm not gonna try to hold a camera and suck a dick now.
I want to say.
You know where they come from? They come from girl moms can't be girl moms.
True. That's true. That's true. Now, I want to say this too, because when you
that comes from unattended internet.
No.
Man, regardless of the internet and all that, man, we get technology too much power. All out of
you was right.
All out of
you was right when you said
of entertainment.
You was right.
All out of trying to keep the child occupied. Our parents didn't do that. Our grandparents didn't do that. We the ones that did that. Gen X, millennials.
Yes, I just want to say this.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I say one?
We did.
Hold on.
I just want to say one thing. When she said, when she was describing her son and describing her daughter and the things, the attributes that they had, that's what that is. That's why the kids and the people and the parents are the way they are, because you have inborn attributes and you have acquired attributes. Inborn attributes is stuff that you cannot change. And that is being your race or your gender. You cannot change that. But acquired attributes can be wealth, knowledge, and mental health. Those are things that are acquired from your family and the people that you're around. So that's where the recording yourself giving head and women going out of state, don't know where they at, selling their bodies, doing things of that nature. The world has become an oyster for doing what you want to do and trying to be who you want to be. And that's not always healthy. It's not always healthy.
Do you feel like that's the same compass for men, for young boys coming up? Because I feel like
I think
we have a more structured background than our fellow women counterparts.
I think that right now we're in a dangerous space for our boys. We're in an extra dangerous space for our boys, and it's because of the space that our women are in. With our women being so adventurous, as we call it right now, is making our boys feel intimidated and timid.
No, you can't say that, man. You know, with this beautiful lady right here, just saying, her son graduated early. I understand. I say she done poured all this into this young man to be the young man that he is today.
Let me finish. Most boys right now won't touch a woman until they get a job, and a real job with some real money, because a woman's not going to take them serious unless they do. So your boy has a better chance of going to prison before he touches a woman. So what does that tell you?
I agree.
So what does that tell you? That tells you that your
direction.
No, it tells you that your boys are going to be so overwhelmed with trying to make $1 to stay and feel a woman that he might go to jail before he even do it.
The wrong direction, going down the wrong direction. And so, as far as attributes and accolades go, because what are you truly, as far as attributes and accolades goes, because
attributes,
what are you truly going for?
All right, so
hear me what I'm saying.
Good.
Like, for instance, I listened to her talk about her plight basically as, you know, I'm taking a single mother, raising her son. You know, I listen, like you said, I listened to what she said about her boy compared to the little girl.
Right.
I understand you love them equally, but I can see how that boy can be your choice over your daughter a little bit too, as a woman.
He's my firstborn. I mean, that's the difference. And he's 16, she's 6. What I'm saying to you is her personality versus his.
Think it's gonna be a challenge? Do you think it's gonna be a challenge for you when she's 13, 14, 15 years old?
I do.
That's what I'm getting at right there.
And the thing is, I agree about that, but I didn't do that when I was her age. Like when I was growing up as a teenager, my mama didn't let me go nowhere, didn't let me do shit.
It's different times.
She already has a stronger personality, right?
Exactly.
I was a junior in high school. I was telling my entire family I can't wait to go to college because I'm leaving y'all and I ain't fucking coming back. And guess what happened? I left their ass, but they all followed me to fuck where I came.
Well, because you're a girl. In so many words, it's because you was a girl.
It was the baby. Baby girl.
I wouldn't say she's the baby girl. I'm just saying she's a girl.
I'm the oldest of my mother's 3 kids. And
People
I'm second from the baby of my father's 20 kids.
Okay, see what I'm saying? People gravitate toward the matriarch. But what I'm driving the difference is me as a man, if I was your husband or something like that, if I was somebody that you look to, aspire to in that manner, I would tell you don't even look at it or draw the game plan up like that in the first place. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't look at it as your daughter's in the future, seeing like she's gonna have a more challenging personality than what your son gonna have. Because one thing I know, 2 things for sure, I did everything right in front of my mama's face just so she could shut the fuck up because she was worried about me too fucking much. You're not true. Me as a man, what I learned in life, a woman can't prove herself through her son. A woman can't prove her worth through her son. She just can show the outstanding woman, you know what I'm saying, that she has and always has been. That's one thing I have learned from coming up from a single mother that had none but boys. I don't agree with my mom on a lot of shit now that I'm an adult as a man. I don't agree. I don't agree with the masculinity placed in her heart. I don't agree with her choosing to side with men kind of before she'll side with women. You know what I'm saying? Because where's the fellowship at? This shit is a union sin type of thing. And it pours back into our kids. It really do. I have to tell my baby mother all the time, hey, handle her a little differently. Hey, don't forget about her just because you got 4 boys. You know what I'm saying? Them boys us as men in general, you know what I'm saying? We born at the end of the day, we either being good or evil. Same as women, but it means a whole lot more to men. You're either going to operate in this world out of goodness, you're either going to operate out of this world out of evilness. You know what I'm saying? You're either going to live, eat, breathe evilness, you're going to live, eat, breathe goodness. And then you have temptation in the middle of all that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, free will. And we shouldn't do what we're doing as people when it comes down to rearing our children. And that's for all nations, not just black people or whatever, but for all nations. Because we're seeing the results from not really pandering and really sticking the rules and basis to our daughters how we do to our sons. Like you just say, now we're raising boys who so damn focused on money, they're like a robot. They don't know nothing else but that. And if they go outside of that, they can't contain it. They can't handle that. They don't have the mind frame to expound upon that, the emotional intelligence to work around those certain type of things.
Why does
that come from? So at that point, it's hypergamy at that point. If I don't make money, then it's jail or hell.
Where does that come from?
And that ain't right for a man.
Yeah, that comes from what hyperization over finances. You know, whatever our women are into.
Well, that come from daddy not being in the house. Like we gonna be for real.
In all actuality, like I was about to say, whatever women is into, we into. Whatever is gonna get their attention and what they on, we on. And if they on just paper and no goal after getting the money in the bag, that's what the youngins are gonna be on. They're gonna go get a bag and don't have nothing else to do with it, and blow it just like.
Unless they got.
And they're gonna blow it.
Unless they got a man like me and you in here.
Yeah, but see, that not even that. That has to be a certain type of youngin. Because if you're not outside with these guys and really performing like you used to perform, they not listening to you. They don't want to hear how you used to do it back in the day. They want to see you knock a dude out now. They want to see a quarter jump right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
These YNs now, they didn't came in here talking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
they don't want to hear.
Well, they want to see it.
We killing all you.
Well, hear me out. They want to see it because they ain't experienced it for real though. That's why they want to see it so bad.
True.
Nah,
but this is the thing about
they need that knock to one of their belt.
These youngins don't give a fuck. If you out here with them, they probably not listening to you because you want the same shit they on. You gotta be doing a little better than them.
Exactly.
And
you gotta show them that you have a conquer.
You doing the same wild shit they on though.
You got but that ain't nothing different than what our OGs did with us, bro. Even when they did drop the ball.
Right now, bro, just giving these niggas false information. What you gotta realize though.
Well, then what we doing?
I don't. We don't talk to them.
We don't talk to the big bros.
We don't talk to them.
The OGs, not the uncles. That's the big bros.
Just be honest. Be honest. First of all, I'm too old to talk to them.
Do y'all even give a fuck about the YNs for real?
But them.
Let's start there. Do we give a fuck about them?
Not right now. No. We got a lot of things going on besides them right now. That's going on. People
right. We still trying to win individually as men, right?
Hold on. First of all, you got to try to fight to get your own children back. Then you got to go pay your own bills. You don't got time to be worried about some other younger YNs. You better not play with me right now when I'm going to work or doing what I'm doing. I might knock your noodle loose.
Exactly. So hear me out. Hear me out. Why can't we just implement whatever we're having to go through shit? We know they get ready to have to go through that shit. They stand still. Why are we trying to hide the blueprint of the success in the first place? That's my problem with niggas my age. And I don't know.
What's the success? Because
we should be hiding the blueprint from them all because them little niggas gonna be like, nigga, you don't know what the fuck you talking about.
What's the success? Because I want to know myself.
Well, the success would be whatever it is for you to level up above whatever their adversaries is. It will be you leveling up above whatever those adversaries is.
Them youngins ain't gonna pay attention to that because I can't even understand what I'm.
They not gonna pay attention. They not gonna pay attention to it because a lot of niggas out here doing it fraudulently. A lot of niggas who winning out here ain't even the type of niggas the YNs is. The YNs looking for niggas like me, but we locked the fuck up for the most part, or dead. Because we didn't have our OGs. We didn't have dad there in the 90s and late 80s and shit. So all we knew was to shoot 'em up, bang, bang, Tupac, Ice Cube, and Biggie and them. That's exactly what we grew up out of. Gangster rap there. I know I did.
I have a question for everyone in this room.
Go ahead.
Did you get your asses kicked by your parents when you were children?
Yes, I did. That's why. I mean, some of the things.
Does that happen anymore today?
No, because America done put laws behind that shit.
They count.
The world.
Some of them do
pretty much put laws against that shit.
Yeah,
they put laws against that shit.
Yeah, but
they done changed our children to be weaponized against parenthood.
Even if they do, man. A lot of the times I see parents giving whoopings and disciplining their children. They're not disciplining them right.
I want to intervene.
They're not disciplining them right anyway. So disciplining them makes no difference. But
what's a right or wrong way of rearing a child, family?
First of
How
all,
do you know?
First of all, hitting is levels to punishments. Now,
it's pain at the end of the day. Pain is the ultimate teacher to anybody.
So what do you expect him to do when he gets 14 and frustrated with his classmate and he spanks his classmate?
Hopefully, as you're spanking your child, you're also teaching your child.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
In a manner of why.
That's what I'm saying. When you spank a child, you have to do it properly. You have to let him understand that I love you so much that when you don't understand me and you don't do what I tell you to do, I may have to put my hands on you to show you how to, and give you the pain that I will feel from loving you. And it's
parents shouldn't have to do that all the time.
Say again?
Parents shouldn't have to do that all the time, because as a child, you know when you go against your parents' grimy.
Yeah. That's when that's like I said.
You know when you testing your parents, it's a part of childhood, it's a part of adolescence. Like, you know when you're testing the waters. Your parents know when you're testing the waters.
When you realize it, you're gonna explore it.
So why is it such an issue getting your ass whooped knowing you was being bad? Let me ask you that question as a man.
Say again?
Why is it a problem with you getting your ass whooped and you knowing you was bad? That's the real question that we should be asking.
How often and how bad, you know?
It don't depend on none of that. You got caught being bad.
No, it depends.
So why are you questioning on why you getting your ass whooped? Even if you feel like you was right in your liberation as a person, as a child. Even you feel, I'm telling y'all talking to somebody that got expelled and in school every year.
It's levels to punishment. I mean, you just don't go straight into hitting for certain things.
Man, if my mama and daddy didn't whoop my ass, I promise you I'll be dead. I'll be a way worse bully in this world than what the fuck the world is ready for.
Nobody's saying,
because a lot of y'all, because a lot of people, hear me out. It's a lot of people like me that think a lot of people out here in this world is soft, that can be taken for, that can overtake whatever you got going on, that can conquer your shit. And that's what people are trying to run away from. But there's people in this world that molded this world that move just like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, at that point in time, they did not have the same level of access to information as we do right now.
Facts.
Right?
Man, but war is still war. Can we agree with that? They still killing, right?
That comparison is a bit brutal.
Well, it's too far out. It's too abstract. It's too far out. I don't watch the most innocent of people killed. All over ego, all over pride, all over that moment, because they didn't know how to restrain themselves. They never got an ass whooping a day in their lives.
Ain't there?
And then I know some people who restrained themselves from going overboard that did get those ass whoopings in their lives. So how can any one of us say, as far as discipline goes, a right or a wrong way of doing it as mankind, as human beings?
It's levels to punishment.
And it's not levels to punishment, it's levels to actually understanding your child. We need to see, you're saying it's level to punishment because people are not doing the levels and degrees of understanding their child's mental capacity.
You have to train your child.
Thank you. You don't just let your child be this. If you want your child to be a certain way, you're gonna train them, bring them up in a certain way. If you're not really paying attention to your child and shit, nah, they good shit. That's why a lot of these kids out here are saying ow and crying to the most, minuscules of things. Like they're crying about it. They're crying about for no reason. What the fuck is you crying about? What is you crying about? Life is not peaches and cream. What the fuck is you crying about?
Let me ask you something. Let me give you a scenario. Your child rode his bike. You told him don't ride it close to the cars, and he scrapes your car. He runs his bike into your car. Now, do you spank him, or do you give him a different level of punishment?
It depends on exactly how I feel about that scratch on that car.
It's a bad scratch.
Regardless of bad scratch, now it just depends on how I feel about that scratch on that car.
You love that car.
Depends.
You love that
That's the
car.
person.
You just washed it, matter of fact. You just washed it today.
Just because I watched today don't mean I'm just automatically in love with that motherfucker today. It would depend on exactly at that moment how I feel about my possession at that moment. After I've been told my child time and time again. See, I got better patience than people because with a lot of shit because when it comes down to shit like that,
one second, sir.
I don't give a fuck about that shit.
One second, sir. So it is levels to punishment. That's
not levels to punishment. That's level to my mind frame about.
No, it's levels to punishment. It's levels to punishment. I'm gonna give you another example then.
So you feel like that's level of punishment as you? Because my punishment is always one way, which is ass whooping.
No, it's not always that.
And maybe some talking behind it, or maybe some type of military program after. But there's gonna be an ass whooping that takes place first. That's what I'm getting at. That's how I raise my child.
I can dig it.
See, people gotta understand because you raise a child your way don't mean everybody gotta do it their way.
That's why I said
that's your child.
I can dig it. That's why I said I can dig it, sir.
But there's no level to
physical.
You said
the punishment should be
time out.
The levels of punishment should be garnished to the free world and to the government. You know what I'm saying? To the actual powers to be.
Time out. Now, you said there's different ways to parent. Now you can't tell me there's no levels to whatever this, that, and third, because it is the way I parent. I didn't question the way.
There's no levels too, because when they get in court, they don't give a damn how you raise your kid or whatever the case. They don't give a fuck what you taught your kid.
True, that ass whooping is for nothing.
And maybe just talking to them was for nothing.
It wasn't just talking.
You may feel like it wasn't just talking.
My big Splash, what's up with you?
You see what I'm saying? Just as much you feel like the ass whooping don't mean nothing, just as much the next person may feel like the words didn't mean nothing. But what I'm saying is none of it means nothing.
You never asked me. Listen, I never gave you an example of what a punishment would be for something like that. I never gave you an example of that.
I mean, I didn't ask.
Right.
Look, man, don't get too complicated about it. You feel me, brother?
I'm not, brother. I'm not.
Oh, well, you can't feel it and understand this. Some people are warriors in this world. Some people are caregivers in this world. You raise your village how you see put as a man.
True. Do you see yourself as a prepper?
That's all.
Can I ask you a question? Do you know what a prepper is?
A prepper?
A prepper.
Are you saying a prepper?
Prep, like a cook that preps stuff.
Like prep?
Yes, prep.
Yeah, like
preparation. Yes, preparation. Do you consider yourself that?
Depending on what context you're asking in.
Are you prepared for any situation that you could think humanly possible to happen?
Nah, but I'm pretty well skilled in a lot of different avenues. But no, I'm skilled in what I'm skilled in.
I can dig it.
Then again, you're never going to be able to cover all.
Never said everything, but I said most things humanly possible.
Yeah, most things humanly possible. I feel like I'm a jack of all trades, but a master of none.
Now, I don't mean no disrespect to anyone, but from my perspective, it's you have two basic means of educating a child. It's either he outsmarts you, and then again, no disrespect, you're gonna resort to physical punishment, or you outsmart him and you train him in the sense that you manipulate him into being the person that he should become.
When I first started, I just want to say this. When I first started,
I know it sounds brutal, but
I challenge it both ways. I challenge it both ways.
I tried
to my kids.
I tried to say
I'm supposed to.
You have born attributes and you have inherited attributes. What you put into your child,
including intelligence.
Right. That's why I say that's an attribute that is inherited through the people that you're with. Okay. That you're raised with. You have to install those things.
No. You're either born with intelligence.
No, you don't be born with intelligence.
You can
You don't
bring knowledge.
No, you're not born with intelligence.
You can't be born with it. It's impossible.
It's taught. It's taught.
1, 2, 3.
It's a learned skill, for sure.
There are some attributes like intuition, right? You cannot train your intuition, can you?
No, that's a gut feeling. And some people don't even have that.
That's what he's saying. You're born with it.
No. Intuition. Intuition.
I know I just came in and I'm kind of late on the matter, but I just want to know what y'all talking about.
We was first. It switched. We were talking about disciplining children, but now, I think the young man was talking about you're born with intelligence, which is something that is taught. Most, like I said, those are things that you get, traits that you get from your family members and people that you're raised around. And that is knowledge, mental health, and wealth. Wealth, mental health, and your knowledge is what you get from people that you're raised with. And this is another thing I wanted to say. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So if you properly prepare your children for stuff, you can perform properly as a parent. To teach them how to get these attributes that you have to install in them. You have to install those type of things with morals, principles. And intuition is something that is taught as well, because you don't have intuition to feel that this alley is not where I need to be. If you're not used to bad things happening, you're not going to know this is a bad alley or because it's dark, wet, and gloomy that is fucked up right here. You got to go through something to feel and get intuition. That ain't something you're born with.
I was actually about
No. Just a second, please.
So I just want to give you a quick little, excuse me. I know you guys been talking for a while. I just wanted to touch on this. So I'm an early childhood educator, and I would like to inform you that, knowledge is not something you're born with. Intelligence is not what you're born with, but it's experience that helps you gain the knowledge. As far as whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, knowledge is basically based on experience. And that's what we learn. And me as a licensed professional can tell you, dealing with adolescents and how they learn, it's based off of their experience and what they're exposed to.
Right.
So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.